Okay, so no surprise. The team here at HG selected a lot of great posts that we will focus on. How would you rate my job knowledge? Knowledge of products, policies, and procedures, or knowledge of techniques, skills, software, procedures, and materials? 1 through 6. Let's
3
see.
or
Okay.
4.
Looks like we're getting a 1, a 6, easy 6. Okay, looks like you guys do not have a audio input here. Let me see if I can add one real quick. Can Dr. K add a tech support check? Audio, fuck you. I'm set. You can go do whatever you want to. I don't give a fuck. Anywhere it goes, I don't give a shit. You want to go outside, you want to eat food, whatever, it doesn't matter. Do 30 minutes of nothing. Just sit on your ass. How do I find that purpose? What is the greater purpose in life that allows me to choose salad instead of pizza? Right? How does that tie to this broader idea of life and purpose and the existence of humanity and the stars? And we're all stardust, Dr. K. I'm going to not have a cheeseburger. I'm going to have just a hamburger. I'm going to cut out the cheese from my life. I'm going to cut out the soda from my life. I don't understand. How does it get to this broader purpose? Follow me on Instagram. Right? Because the problem is that the biggest mistake that we make is we stop trying. And that's the only time that you're guaranteed to lose, is when you stop trying. You guys want to know really why I wrote a book for parents instead of a book for y'all? The people whom I love so much? So I have a choice. I can try to fix y'all, or what I can do is help a whole generation of parents fix some of the things that created y'all's problems in the first place.
It's so funny because Alok really has a hard time promoting things. He went on Diary of a CEO. He went with Dr. Mike. He's been on the news. He was on NBC Daily. And I'm texting him. I'm like, you've got to promote the book. I think he promoted the book one time over the whole thing.
The book is called How to Raise a Healthy Gamer, but it's about everything. It's about our relationships with both the technology that we have and each other. At the top of the book, it says, end power struggles, break bad screen habits, and transform your relationship with your kids. But it's much more than just about kids. It's about all our relationships with all things and all people fundamentally.
A lot of people are bringing up that this is similar to gooning.
What is gooning?
So like gooning, do you know about the allegory of the cave?
No.
Like the shadows and all that?
No. I want that. You shouldn't want that. It's not a need. Grind, son. You don't need that. Fucking FaceTiming with someone who you feel connected to. That's some beta level stuff, bro.
No.
Don't do that to yourself, man.
Damn. I keep doing that.
Yeah, you do.
You know what edging is?
Yes. So where do the thoughts in your mind come from?
I don't know if I have the answer to that.
Okay, so you having a thought right now?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the kind of person who, like, I've just gone through life and I've never, like, gotten proficiency skill in computers. I've just been riding that racial bonus.
It all makes sense.
IT.
I don't know what my racial bonus is. I'm just like generic white guy. So like, what do I get?
I mean, your name is Thor.
That is true.
I think
get
you have
that.
a racial bonus to axes. You have
Nice.
racial bonus to hair, possibly drinking. I
You're
don't
like a
understand.
little.
Okay, so
you're a little.
here's the statements that I heard.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what gooning is? Do you know the allegory of the cave? Do you know edging? And between cave and edging, there was shadows. So like these are the 4 words. Being a good person is not about what you want. We all have selfish desires. Being a good person is about the way that you act in relation to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I want to have an affair, that doesn't make me a bad person. Whether I have an affair or not, that's a different story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the biggest problem is that we get the two confused, so we end up being dishonest with ourselves. So you got to like think about what you want, and then you also have to decide how much you want to give into that. Just because you want something doesn't mean that, I mean, that's just, we don't control where our desires come from. What you're doing is you're putting like medals on your chest. to like
Yeah.
show people that you're someone. There's like a fundamental you-ness that I don't know that people see. What I'm saying is
Right.
that like the person that you are, you're so avoidant for your own emotions that they don't come out.
Because I feel like people almost don't really deserve it. I don't know why they don't deserve it. They just don't. Like, I don't want to give people that. I want it for myself so that I can be happier. Like, for some reason, I think that it makes me happier.
So, Ludwig, how good of a strategy do you think it is to live a life of avoiding regrets?
It's not great.
There we go.
It's not great.
So like this is where like, so here's the thing. So when you ask me how should we live our life, through understanding. So there's a huge difference between having a life of regrets because you were ignorant of what the fuck you were doing and having your eyes wide open and making a decision that could go wrong. The best strategy is to understand the nature of regret. For me, accept that you're going to have some regrets in your life. And I'm not saying I'm going to do this forever. Just like you, I don't know if you're going to be streaming at the age of 52 to 52-year-olds. I mean, who the fuck knows? But in this moment, I'm going to keep going until the instrument breaks. And when enough is enough, then we're done.
We're at the White House to meet with government people about mental health and what to do about it. It's been really awesome because we're actually like meeting with very high level government officials about the mental health crisis, the loneliness crisis, tech addiction. We even met with the head of the science and technology, or the science and technology advisor to the president's, like, and they're aware of deep fakes and the psychological impact of deep fakes. So there's like a lot of actually really great policy stuff going on, and so it's awesome to be here.
Why should you care about video game addiction? So the first thing to understand is, generally speaking, alcohol addiction is one of the most common addictions in the population, and video game addiction is twice as bad as that. The rate is rapidly increasing. The rate used to be 6% in 2010, and it's now closer to 10 to 12%. Coaching is great. It's evidence-based. It works fantastic. You know, we're presenting at a national addiction conference about our program.
Not everybody's gonna love us. So, but then there are vegetarians. See, not even everybody loves chicken nuggets.
Yeah, so that's so kind of what I'm hearing from you is, first of all, I completely agree, by the way, that I see a lot of people in abusive relationships, and people from the outside just don't understand, right? Like they just don't, like, they're like, why are you with this person? Because this is actually better than the alternative, which is such a scary thought that like most people cannot fathom.
She's 7 years old, and she said, "Daddy, what's your favorite color?" And I said, "It's blue, purple, lavender. Those are my favorite." A couple of days later, "Daddy, what's your favorite color?" And then a few days later, she's like, "Daddy, what's your favorite color?" And I'm like, "Sweetie, why are you asking me what my favorite color is?" And she said, "Well, it's because I don't really know what to say, but I want to talk to you, and so I'm just kind of asking you this question." And I was like,
yeah,
oh, this is a social skill issue.
The reason I drink is because I have PTSD or like, something like that. People say, "Oh, I'm stressed out about work." And so when the person that you're talking to attributes some other reason, how do you kind of roll with that?
Right. So the bottom line is, whatever the cause, the problem is continuing, and the problem is having consequences to our relationship, consequences to the kids, consequences to your job, and consequences to your school.
All right. Thanks again, chat. See y'all later. Oleg's gonna come turn stream off. Really appreciate y'all. Bye.
All right, chat. Did y'all have fun? Dude, there's a reason I married the woman. So thank y'all very much for coming today. I don't know what y'all talked about, but apparently I'm not supposed to be here, which is totally fine. But thank y'all very much for coming. Have a nice and safe weekend.